Once they began the course, they discovered that studying was easier than expected.
I didn't really think of myself as being an academic. I had to study hard, listen very carefully, not to make assumptions. That was one thing with me. When I'd completed my first assignment, I was really pleased that I passed. I had to work really hard because of having no academic background. I think some of the students found it quite easy, but it was a learning curve that I could apply to the work I was actually doing at the time, which I found very interesting, because I was still doing assessments, I was still working within a social services area.
In the beginning, I think it was going back to the structured learning of writing the essays and that, because informally I wasn't doing that when I was doing the other courses from school, so it's more academic based. It's doing the essays and learning how to rewrite everything. But I would say I'm a better essay writer now than I was when I first started the course.
I'm now a qualified social worker. I'm also running, because part of the course was group work, I'm actually running a club which I'm responsible for, a carers support group, which I've never done before, and I don't think I'd have had the courage to have done it, let alone know how to do it. So the course has helped me with that.
By having the qualifications, I was able to apply for the job that I'm doing now, and it gave me the confidence to apply. Now, although I had the experience, I didn't have any paper qualifications, which nowadays is required in most of everyday life and work. They prefer you to have something in qualifications, so that by having that, it allowed me to get a job.
Currently, I'm still working as a project manager for the community project I'm responsible for, but that's not forever. So having the qualification certainly has opened doors for me.
Karen and Levine have applied ideas about learning to their chosen career changes, and you can apply the same techniques to whatever developments and changes you want to make to your life.
In the office, I used to be quite envious of the social workers, and I actually thought, well, perhaps I could do that. I would like to do that. So I actually looked into what I'd have to do. But obviously, being a social worker, you need to be in the role when you are training. So I went about that. I talked to my manager and my senior social worker, and she actually helped me through that. And now I am a social worker. I understand that I still have to do learning, still have to do training, because the social work role doesn't stand still, it moves forward all the time.
5 years ago, I didn't have any qualifications, which is why I started studying with the Open University to get me a qualification and able to get me a job. Now, today, I've managed to get that job, and I am working in a school, and I am still working towards getting my qualification to complete a degree. And now hopefully in 5 years' time I will have that, and I will be working towards either a teaching qualification or be a qualified teacher.
And learning continues after the formal academic courses that our three subjects have undertaken, and has led on to other things and brought benefits.
Recently I went to a college at Wolverhampton and completed a Reiki 1 course. I don't think I'd have had the confidence before to have actually gone away for the weekend on my own and made friends. While I was there, I got talking to the principal about the carers support group that I'm currently running with a colleague. We run groups for about 15 to 20 people, and he mentioned that there might possibly be some free courses if we could organise the weekend for the carers, and I'm currently setting that up with him, with my colleague. And it sounds a lovely weekend where they'll be able to do different courses. So we're looking forward to a really good weekend with the carers for them to have a good break.
With my children's school, I'm part of the PTA, and it's given me the confidence to do that, whereas if I hadn't got these qualifications behind me, I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't have the confidence to do it.
Talking with social services about payroll systems, there was a suggestion that the organisation could seek the services of an external body, and what I suggested to social services that I'm quite happy to take the learning on board and undertake our payroll system in-house rather than undertaking that outside. So from the point of view of my confidence in doing things like that, I feel well able to do it.
What does the future hold for our learners?
Now I have the social work qualification, I can actually look in other areas, maybe moving across, maybe doing some more work for the local council, but other types of work, because the social work qualification will open up doors that weren't previously open to me. When and if I come up for retirement, I could actually look at maybe working a few days on contract, or I can look at working in other areas with a council after retirement. So I needn't retire immediately, and I can still keep active and still use my social work qualification.
As a consequence of the learning process, I feel that I'm a more rounded and able person. I'm more able to do my work and feel more comfortable and confident in doing what I'm doing.
In the wider sense of life, it's made me feel better about myself, and so I'm happier. With a qualification, you can go for the higher paid jobs, which is what I'm doing.